about cyber security from the standpoint of the government. Let's have a start what legislation we have, what structure we have, which serves cyber security and works in this angle. We have main basic players here. That's the Data Exchange Agency, 24/7, the Ministry of Defense and Cyber Agency. Each of them, they have their own working segments. Data exchange segment works in the public sector. In this direction, to protect the data, Ministry of Internal Affairs works in the internal affairs, and the Ministry of Defense in the military directions. Cyber agency, they identify some criminal activity. They have the legal right to conduct the investigation. And these three agencies have coordinating council that used to fall under the President's service, and now it's under the government, and today it's the Crisis Management Agency. In a couple of words, I will touch upon the legislation. That strategy of cyber security that was established in 2012 into 2013-2015. That's national security the risk evaluation. This separate topic about the cyber security. We have the information security. We have the personal protection. Protection service, and we have a topic, the criminal code, also, which is match the cyber convention. Each of them, they have normative acts that identify those demands that are mentioned in the law, how it should be performed. Now, innovation, Georgian national security concept, cyber realm that was created in 2011, and cyber domain is the same as the water and air. In general, cyber security that we mentioned above, the strategy considered 3 years that would be easier to monitor it and evaluate it. I would like to mention the most demands part 2 are feasible, and we can say firmly that it was successfully fulfilled, and mainly the Security Council was playing the great role, and the Data Exchange, the agency, didn't exist that time. And as I have mentioned, 24/7 service agency was newly established. Now, all the players are participating in cyber security. They have a huge information set. The public draft will be done this year, probably in December, and it will have, and then open discussion will be held with other players in the future. And in a couple of words about the law. Some questions came up from our foreign colleagues and from the potential organization that are entering the country, working in the country, and want to invest in the country. I'll tell you why this law was adopted, law about the information security. In English it might. in English it might sound differently, or perception could be different, but in Georgia is that when we ask the organization what is the information security, we answer, so my system should not be hacked. So what does it mean if we pay attention? That I'm expecting the way they operate and should be, that they should continue in the same regime and the same mode. It's not only the attack from outside, but from the inside. And the systems that are working in Georgia would function the way they should be functioning. That is why we adopted a law that identifies what information system exists in the country that depend on mainly the state depends on, and one that might cause some damage. So we named them information cyber, we call it cyber information system subject. So what they should provide, what this organization should provide, so their system would be protected. First, it's not some specific, you buy some specific tools and you install in the organization, or organization should provide, so should sustain the level, some certain level of the protection its information. It should identify the risks that might exist in the organization and how to deal with them. And so all the organization, they have business processes, they do understand them way better than some other people from outside, and they can provide the best security rather than some other employees. So government does not think for them. So the government that tells them to protect their information on the provided services. That is why we adopted a law that organizations should implement or information management system, ISO management system. You've heard about 901 system, then it's environment security and some other. This is the information security that requires the law. An additional two law that identify the role in the organization. It's not necessarily to be a person. It can be a facilitator between the processes and a business to implement this process, and identify the cyber security specialist that would have the direct link with the data information agency. And this requires were the new for the government. That was scheduled for 3 years. That is the planning, implementing, and on third year it's the monitoring activities. For the audit principles were identified also. Some question came up with this regarding this accreditation of the organization. Those ones who want to want to conduct the audit in compliance with the law. So regarding the audit certification, there is a demand because that organization that hired the audit, that audit or agency has a proper capacity and knowledge to conduct the audit properly. The data exchange agency checks or evaluates them only the thing if they have the proper audit. Currently, we have 3 companies in Georgia that is accredited, registered. Also, as Mr. Irakli mentioned, we have the CERT, state CERT, and there is the sub law, we have sub law regarding this, and that has a service monitoring. We offer the organization to involved in this service, and we can check if some activities or criminal activities or some hacking activities are conducted toward. We use some instruments so to prove that we don't listen or tap in the system. The information for this is free. We have the normative acts, and the organization can decide whether he wants to provide the technical experts, whether this is dangerous, hazardous for them or not. Then we have 2 types of sensors, and configuration is identified by this normative act. We have 2 teams. Information security team. The slide that you see, we have 2 technical slides in our capacity, identifying our capacity, and those people who are consulting the state organization in implementing very competent agency. Made a great investment for the training of these people, and in a region we have, in one organization we have the one biggest number of people. And as for the consulting services for information security, it's not. We don't compete with any commercial organization, and we will be glad some other organization would do the same. And due to the lack of this commercial organization, we are doing this job. The critical information subject 39, if they are moving toward the right direction, or direction course, certified course, in information management, within these last 4 years, there are 250 people been through this course. We have a shorter course in the frame of the NATO SPS training. This course we conducted, and this is Georgian contribution in region development in information security direction. We have the audit service also. I will touch upon that question. As for the consulting service, this is the consulting and implementation and post-implementation review, and the informational management system. 2701, 2301. As for the audit service, our employees are certified auditor by PSI, and we can conduct the certification audit. Also, we can do the pre-certification audit, and we can identify one of the certifying agencies ready to conduct its activities. Now, as for the trainings, we have the 5 days training. As I mentioned, the 250 people passed through, and we handed over those certificates. And in 2016, we plan to create some new course, some trainings toward this direction, and we'll be glad if we'll implement it. We're members of these organizations that you can see on the slide. We have very serious partners. One slide is not enough to to feed all our partners on them. And these also, all the certificates that we showed you, SANS certificates, that's trans certificates that are given, EOD third level certificates, and those requirements that Ministry of Defense that has Ministry of Defense of the United States. That's one of them. We have many services here that I will after lunch. Mr. David Kwatadze makes his presentation, and in a couple of words, there's some other activities. We have cybersecurity forum. We my director talked about this. That we have the profile team, and throughout the time they come together and they discuss what subject, what topics they need to consider, and what they can resolve, what hands they can give to their to resolve these problems. And we have the 5 annual extended meetings. We started this formalization process this year, and we'll give them the opportunity to the organization to get the more funds. That would be the more and that would be that to make this organization more valuable. Members of this organization will be involved in creation of the cybersecurity process, and also should mention that this is very fruitful work. Our initiative, CyberX, that's the that's trainings. That was first time in Georgia. That's evaluation. It's game. It's play. We had the 16 teams, and they attack from using the same principles and how they protect themselves. The training was conducted in. This is what shows us what we want to improve and what we need to implement. This year we registered 19 organizations in this activity, in these trainings, and accordingly this activity will be conducted and will be continued in the future. Both commercial and state sectors are involved in this, and this is good example. So there were, we skip one slide. In region we conduct, we support different organizations. We have active support of Azerbaijan. We help them to unify them in different organizations. We support Poland. We support with the Moldova and Turkey, and we have that joint trainings that I mentioned, and our team goes in those countries and we conduct a joint activity. That was it from my side, and I am here. If you come up with some question, you are more than welcome. Thank you very much.